hey, Bryce, need a little bit more from you, dude. Like, it was a nice resurgence to get off the mat and really get yourself in the conversation. He's been woeful this week, other than a meaningless home run on Wednesday night. I mean, his at-bats look completely lost, uninspired, and he's back to that, like, body language thing, too, where you're like, you good, man? Like, are you all there? Like, I look at the way that he has sort of moved around on the field this past week, and I'm like, guy just looks like he's somewhere else again. It goes back to what we were talking about in April. Like, are you cool? Are you in it?
So my biggest complaint, Bob, about the Phillies this week is the fact that once again the top of the order, and I know Trey Turner had 3 hits last night, but for God's sake,
yeah,
they didn't leave the infield. The top of the order is not hitting for them. So, over the weekend in Texas and even the game against Cincinnati, I know Schwarber had the home run, but they were buoyed by the bottom of the order, right, coming through. And you need that. Like, if you're a good team, you need the bottom of the order. If you're going to rip
off 8 out of 10, right. 12 out of 15, like, you need to have games where the top goes cold and the other guys help, and then you said it, buoy, and give those guys an opportunity to get their footing and start ripping again. I thought that was going to happen this week.
Right. And so I'm cool. Like, that's good. That's a good sign. And so when I was texting you over the weekend and I was like, you know what? This team's starting to look legit because they're getting that now. You're getting that game or a couple games where top of the order didn't hit, but the bottom of the order came through. That's what you kind of needed. You can't have Schwarber and Harper do it for you all the time. But you also can't have Schwarber, Harper, Turner, those 3 guys go pretty cold for a week at a time and say, all right, the rest of this lineup, figure it out. Like, that can't happen either. And so to me, those are the guys that are getting the big money. Those are the guys who you're counting on. And you're not going to be, 3-hit games all the time or a home run every time you come up the bat or whatever. But those guys have to carry the load more often. And this week, they've not done it. Aside from that home run by Schwarber, which really wasn't it gave him a cushion. It was a good thing. Don't get me wrong, Monday night against Cincinnati. With that lone exception, I don't know, the 3-hit game by Turner against Texas, okay, fine. But where is that consistency from the top of the lineup? And Bryce Harper's right in the middle of it, man. Like, you're right. He's the one guy that it looks worse with him than anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, so there's the body language part of it. There was a defensive gaffe the other night. And then I actually just saw this pop up on my timeline as we were talking about it, and I swear that our phones are listening to us. But here's John Stolnis on X. It's been a rough August for Bryce Harper, a 3.8% walk rate, a 32.1% strikeout rate. He's hitting 200 with a 245 on base percentage, slugging 440, 685 OPS, which isn't terrible, but the rest of it is. 24.2% fly ball rate, 36.4 hard hit rate is his lowest month of the season thus far outside of April. When Harper is hot, the offense hits. When he isn't, they don't. I not necessarily agree with that overall summation at the end, but I mean, Bryce Harper has not been very good this month. And again, when Bryce doesn't go well, it does feel like that it sort of weighs on the entire feel of the team. I'm not saying that he's being a brat, but I do think that when Bryce struggles, you feel it. I think you feel it as a teammate, you feel it as a team. And right now we're absolutely seeing that, and he has to be better. And the only thing I would wonder off of that is, are we back in a situation? What I don't want to do is I don't want to make excuses here, but are we back in a situation where like the alerts go about, hey, is he healthy again? Like, is this just the ebb and flow? Or do you say this was a guy that had an issue and he was dealing with it and it took a while to come back from? Are we just absolutely writing off the possibility or the, impossibility that there's something going on here again?
Yeah. I mean, you can absolutely raise that flag and wonder. I mean, there's no doubt that there's a question here, and it's because the problem existed before. And so this is exactly what happened right before he went on the IL the last time. He looked like he was frustrated. He
hit a home run on Wednesday night, so he's healthy. Well, I'm like, well, he hit a home run when he came back and wasn't right, and then ended up out for a while. Like, I mean,
right.
We saw this.
Yeah, I mean, it can still happen. It's all about how they manage it. Now, the one thing I will say, at the time when he was coming back, Rob did say that they're probably going to give Bryce a little bit more time off than he would have normally had in managing this the rest of the season.
And that has not happened.
And has not happened. And so it makes me wonder, in the middle of, I'm using the excuse earlier, right? Saying, hey, they're playing all these games. They don't have time off, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe this is the time to give Bryce a game. Now, they're not going to give him a game off in Washington because it's Washington, it's Bryce. He's not going to take a game off down there. But I wonder if one's coming. I wonder if one's coming maybe when they get home against Seattle. We'll see. You're playing an American League team. I don't know. I think that you might see one coming if this continues.